The J-20 Mighty Dragon is frequently presented by Chinese state media as a revolutionary fifth-generation stealth fighter, but much of its reputation is built on state-driven propaganda rather than independently verified capability. Despite recent technical upgrades and mass production, the J-20 continues to face criticism for its overhyped stealth features, questionable engine performance, and lack of real combat testing. Analysts argue that China's portrayal of the J-20 is designed to project technological parity with the United States, but reality reveals a platform still struggling to meet the full definition of a true fifth-generation combat aircraft. One of the most criticized aspects of the J-20 is its airframe design. Unlike Western stealth fighters such as the F-22 Raptor or the F-35 Lightning II, which were designed from the outset with stealth as the core principle, the J-20's configuration includes features that compromise its radar invisibility. The most obvious example is the presence of forward canards, a design choice that creates turbulence and reflections that increase radar cross-section. In stealth aircraft design, even minor surface protrusions or angular misalignments can greatly degrade stealth performance. Canards are virtually absent from other fifth-generation designs for this reason. This alone calls into question China's claim that the J-20 can evade advanced radar systems, especially those deployed by the US and its allies in Asia-Pacific. Although China has announced breakthroughs in radar technology, such as a silicon carbide-based AESA radar chip introduced in 2025 that allegedly tripled the aircraft's detection range, these statements have not been confirmed by independent testing or peer-reviewed data. Chinese defense announcements frequently exaggerate technical milestones for domestic political consumption and to intimidate rivals. This radar upgrade, while theoretically beneficial, does not address the core issue. The J-20 still lacks the all-aspect low observability seen in US stealth jets, meaning it is more easily detected from certain angles, particularly the sides and rear. In real-world multi-domain combat, where radar coverage is dense and persistent, this partial stealth is a major vulnerability. The engine remains one of the biggest weaknesses in the J-20 program. For years, the aircraft relied on Russian Al-31F engines, which are underpowered and not optimized for stealth. Despite years of development, China's indigenous WS-15 engine only recently entered limited service. Early WS-15 variants suffered from reliability problems, overheating, and short operational lifespans. While Beijing claims these issues have been resolved, only a fraction of the J-20 fleet is confirmed to use this engine. The majority of the aircraft still operate with outdated propulsion systems that restrict supercruise capabilities and reduce maneuverability. Without widespread integration of the WS-15, the aircraft is unable to fulfill one of the core performance benchmarks of fifth-generation fighters, sustained supersonic flight without afterburners. Another recent revelation that undermines the stealth narrative is the use of beast mode loadouts, where the J-20 carries multiple PL-15 long-range missiles externally. While this boosts missile count from 4 to as many as 12, it completely compromises stealth. These external stores dramatically increase radar cross-section, transforming the aircraft into a visible and vulnerable target. China's decision to showcase this configuration suggests two things. First, the internal weapons bay is too small for extended or high-volume engagements, and second, the PLAAF acknowledges that stealth is not sufficient on its own and must be sacrificed to achieve actual combat lethality. This fundamentally contradicts the idea that the J-20 is a stealth-dominant platform in contested airspace. Even in terms of electronic warfare, data fusion, and battlefield networking, critical components of modern air dominance, China's claims about the J-20's capabilities remain questionable. The US has spent decades refining multi-platform data integration systems like Link 16, F-35's Distributed Aperture System (DAS), and the Joint All-Domain Command and Control (JADC2) system. China, on the other hand, is still in the early stages of developing a comparable network. While Chinese media has hyped the idea of J-20s, operating in coordination with drones and ground-based radar, little verified information supports the existence of a mature, combat-ready command and control network that can support real-time fusion of air, space, cyber, and ground intelligence. Another red flag is the complete absence of foreign buyers. Despite China's aggressive arms export strategy and its willingness to offer cut-rate deals, no nation, friendly or otherwise, has opted to purchase the J-20. Countries that are aligned with Beijing are heavily reliant on Chinese weapons, such as Pakistan or some Southeast Asian states, have not placed orders or even shown serious interest in the J-20 platform. This indicates a lack of confidence in the aircraft's effectiveness, maintainability, and cost efficiency. In contrast, US-made F-35s have found buyers across Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. The production numbers, which have now surpassed 250 units as of mid-2025, are impressive from a manufacturing standpoint but do not equate to strategic dominance. These aircraft are mostly deployed to airbases within China's borders, often concentrated near Taiwan, the South China Sea, and India. However, regional air forces, especially those using F-15EXs, Rafales, and F-35s, have begun counter-stealth training specifically aimed at defeating aircraft like the J-20. Indian Air Force pilots have openly claimed their Rafales can outmaneuver and outperform the J-20, particularly at high altitudes where the Chinese jet's engine performance deteriorates. The J-20 is a major achievement for China's defense industry in terms of mass production and technological ambition, but it remains a heavily overhyped platform in terms of actual stealth, agility, engine quality, and combat effectiveness. Its vulnerabilities are not just minor flaws but structural limitations that prevent it from standing on equal footing with the world's best fifth-generation fighters. The Chinese government's portrayal of the J-20 as a game-changing, unstoppable air dominance tool does not hold up under critical analysis. Instead, it reflects a pattern of strategic image building where propaganda outpaces reality.